What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about why you must learn to be nonchalant. All right, and this video is specifically for men, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I actually had a clip pop off and go viral from one of my previous YouTube videos where I talked about how being nonchalant can help you as a man. And there were a lot of people that were misunderstanding what I was referring to as nonchalant. So I wanted to go a little bit more in depth today and clarify what I mean by this. All right, so the exact definition of being nonchalant is feeling or appearing casually calm and relaxed, not displaying anxiety, interest, or enthusiasm. All right? And the honest truth is, I wish that I had known this sooner. But being nonchalant can be incredibly valuable as a man. You just need to know when exactly to use it. And I want to break down a couple of different situations to ultimately help you guys understand this better. But the first thing that I really need to get across is that being nonchalant does not mean that you are passive. All right? Passivity was the first sin of mankind. You know, when he sit back, when he let the serpent tempt Eve, when he let Eve eat the fruit, and then he took it himself, and then he ate it. His first sin was not being the leader, all right? It was sitting back and not doing anything. That is not what I mean by being nonchalant. You should not be passive, all right? In fact, I say in a lot of these videos that men need to focus on being more confrontational and actually practice confrontation, you know, kind of standing up for themselves, standing up to other people that are trying to push them around. You know, I think that's a very, very important thing that the modern man needs to learn. A lot of guys have been whipped into being incredibly nice, overly nice, to where other people take advantage of them. Women take advantage of them because they are too nice. Guys, please be kind, but do not be nice, all right? What the world does is the world tries to normalize specific manners, all right, in order to control people. That's how they do it. They like to say, hey, you have to do these specific manners in order for you to be considered a nice person in society. It does not pay off to be considered nice in society. You can be considered kind, but what kind refers to is you don't have to go out of your way to do this specific thing, but instead you go out of your way to do it, all right? Being nice is affiliated with being passive. Being kind, you can still be an active, kind, confrontational man, all right? And that's what I want you to shoot for. All right, so what this has to do more with, the nonchalant side of things, is it has more to do with emotional reactivity. All right, if we take this specific scenario, you know, where Adam sinned in the garden, where he was extremely passive, we see his passivity in the fact that, like I said, he let Eve eat the fruit. He let the serpent talk to Eve and tell her to do something that he, Adam, had been told not to do. All right, now, in this specific scenario, he could have been nonchalant about it. When Eve comes to him and Eve says, hey, you should eat the fruit as well, the serpent told me to do it. If he were to explode at her with all of this wrath and say, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you've done this. That would not be nonchalant, all right? There is a sort of control of the emotions that is so incredibly key to fully being able to become nonchalant, all right? It's active versus reactive. There is a huge difference. As a man, you do not want to be reacting. You don't want to be reacting to the things around you. You should be acting upon things, all right? Now, follow through with this point. The main complaint that I received on that video was, oh, am I just not supposed to act like I care? Correct. In certain situations, it is going to seriously benefit you to act like you are not emotionally invested, even if you are. All right? And then what's super, super important about this is that you need to let your actions do the talking. As a man, you need to learn to speak with what you do. You need to learn to speak with your actions and not with your emotions. All right? It's the number one rule of strategy. If people know how truly invested you are and that they can knock you off balance using your emotions, they are going to take advantage of you. They are going to use that to their advantage, all right? So let your actions do the talking. And as a man, let your values and your principles always remain intact and act according to those values and principles. All right, so this doesn't mean that you just get walked all over. It doesn't mean that you're extremely nice. No, you uphold those values and those principles, but you shouldn't be thrown off your guard with emotions. All right, and so I want you to practice. I want you to practice when you feel something that makes the emotions inside of you well up to the point where you feel like lashing out. I want you to practice controlling that and then acting on it and saying, hey, these are the emotions that I am feeling right now. How can I go about maintaining my values and my principles and how I conduct myself from here on out? Because often, and I'm going to get to this a little bit later in the video, often showing that you don't care and that you are emotionally unaffected can be the most powerful play. What will often happen is people get thrown off by this insane, intense arise in emotion and then end up making a bad move. They end up making a bad decision. You don't want to end up in this position. You don't want to be making decisions and actions based off of the emotion. As a man, you should always quell your emotions. That's the job of a man. Women love to live by their emotions. You cannot be controlled by your emotions. You are a man. You have testosterone. All right? Estrogen is what makes people volatile. As a man, you are supposed to represent confidence. You are supposed to be a firm foundation. All right? Number two, people that are highly emotionally reactive are the easiest types of people to manipulate and to control. And that should not be you. You may think that you get all of this power from like getting super angry and yelling all the time and losing your cool. You don't. Trust me, you don't. The most control that you can have in a public setting is when something outrages you and yet you decide to be nonchalant about it. Trust me, all right? This is the most important part of this entire video that I need you to understand, is that people that are highly emotionally reactive are the easiest to control, all right? So don't get lost in the weeds with all of this like bickering back and forth. When you're arguing with people, the whole idea of being nonchalant is to stay above everything. To go above. You can't get lost in the weeds. You can't be going back and forth. You can't be getting emotionally reactive, all right? So try to act, like I talked about earlier, without letting your emotions show. Practice being a chill guy. It's kind of funny, the meme. And what you will notice is that weak people and women absolutely love to emotionally charge certain things that they say in order to test your confidence and to test how you will react. So don't let them bring you down to their level. You operate up here. You operate with a higher level of emotional control. You let your principles and you let your values steer the way, and your actions are stemming from what you know to be true. Your actions are stemming from your core beliefs, that core inside of you that is confidence, all right? It's not stemming out of insecurity, out of I'm so angry that this person is saying this right now, or I'm so like sad that this person is saying this right now. No, you must rise above. All right. So don't let them bring you down to their level. And when you master this, when you master the art of being nonchalant, I myself still have yet to fully master this, but I try to practice it every single day. You will start to realize how everybody else just looks silly when they try to come at you with things. Because when somebody comes at you and tries to emotionally charge something to get you to react, and you have no reaction, and then you just say, well, this is what I think, and this is what I'm going to do. Like a statement of fact, a statement of action, it makes them look so silly. It makes them look so childish. It clearly shows them that they're playing down here. They're lost in the weeds. They're letting their emotions dictate how they think and what they do. And you're operating up here with your values and your principles and everything that is coming from your core of confidence. All right? So practice this, guys, and understand that when you do it, you will see it played out. That other people, they just look silly. They look silly when they try to do these things to you, and it will make them avoid trying to emotionally charge things in the first place. Because women and weak people, they can smell insecurity like blood in the water. All right? As soon as they get a whiff, like a smell that you are insecure, that you are being emotionally reactive, that you aren't confident in something that you said, something that you did, something that you are, they will latch onto it and they will try to get you to react as much as possible. Have control over this, have control over yourself, and you will notice that you will start to master control of others as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like down below. Drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you watched all the way through this video to the end, because if you did, that is really impressive. Thank you guys all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.